The New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, actually finished down the stretch. And you see Trey Burke here hit the three with 12 seconds left to seal the game for the New York Knicks. Down the stretch, the Knicks actually pulled it out. Trey Burke, before the game, said the Knicks need to learn how to finish those last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight they finished. It was close. It was close. We had some mistakes. We had a few execution problems down the stretch. But you see, Trey Burke sealed the victory for the Knicks. And let's get this rocking, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Do not forget, friends, family, January 21st, 2019, Martin Luther King's Day, Knicks versus the Thunder. You get a private lounge on Chase Bridge. Food and non-alcoholic beverages are included. Courtside at the pregame shoot-around and a mini tour of MSG. $205 a ticket. $220 with an NBK t-shirt. NothingButKnicks.com/NBK events. Let's talk Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? For all my tankster wanksters out there, I know what you guys gonna say, but I am in love with this win. Very, very good win for the New York Knicks, my friends. This is what we wanted to see. Exactly what we wanted to see. We want to see the Knicks finish and close the game down the stretch, and it's exactly what we did tonight. And big shout out to Trey Burke, because Trey Burke was the closer. No matter how much Tim Hardaway tried to give the game back to the Boston Celtics, Trey Burke said, nope, it's not happening tonight. I'm closing this game. And that's exactly what he did, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to take this off for a minute because I'm warm in here. Getting warmer, kind of warm. I'll let you guys see the gray. It's cool. But anyway, we closed the game out, and that's exactly what we needed to do. Big shout out to Trey Burke for closing the game out. He's been on a tear lately, ladies and gentlemen. He's been on a tear. Trey Burke, 29 points, 11 assists. 29 points and 11 assists for Trey Burke tonight. Big game. And listen. 2 games in a row with these, the Knicks have come out against top-notch competition and played their asses off. This is exactly what we want to see from them. And Chris Carby, I think that was Chris Carby. I'm not taking shots at Tim Hardaway Jr. I'm just stating the facts. You know what I'm saying? My man, tried to give the game back, but Trey Burke said, it's not happening. We're taking this victory tonight, and that's exactly what we did. So big shout out to Trey Burke. We got a video chat forming. We got Aunt G, we got Isaiah, Rodney Blaze. Let's see, somebody else is knocking on the door. It's taking a minute for him to get in. We got She-Dog. Who else we got here? Waiting for these guys to get in. We got Nate. Yeah. And I'm sure everybody wants to get in on the conversation tonight because this is a very good win for the New York Knicks. Very, very good win for the New York Knicks. I'm proud of this win. That's just what it is. I'm proud of this win right here. We'll see if Trey Burke can continue his tear because he's definitely been tearing it up. And I'm sure we're going to get some people who still want to say, who want to say, you know what? Still, Trey Burke is not blah, 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 blah. I don't even want to go there. I just want to focus on the fact that he closed tonight. Right? He closed tonight. He closed it out. He made it happen. He closed tonight. The Knicks closed the game out in the fourth quarter. And Trey Burke is playing with a chip on his shoulder right now. You know what I mean? He's definitely, he's doing that thing. All right, so let's get the video chat to make some introductions real quick. And it's forming quick. When the Knicks win, you know the video chat's gonna form. We got Tony Crow, we got Guillermo. All right, so let's get everybody to make a quick introduction, and then we'll go ahead and get on with the recap. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We got Rodney Blaze first. Rodney Blaze is talking, so we'll start off with Aunt G. We'll come back around to Rodney Blaze. Quick introduction, Aunt G. What's popping with you tonight,
shout out
bro?
to the chat, man. This is a great win. It's not too much negative things to talk about tonight.
Shouldn't be.
I mean, these are the kind of games where, like, you just see a lot of improvement from a lot of different people. Knox was improved. Frank showed a lot of flashes. Trey Burke was just unconscious. Tim played a smart game. Mitchell, I mean, a lot of guys just showed improvement. That's all we could ask for. And we stole one. So yeah, I'm happy. I got the crown on.
That's right.
You feel me? I'm wearing my crown tonight.
Rock the crown, King. That's what I'm talking about, King. Rock that crown. All right, let me see. Isaiah, what's going on, man? Hold up. What's going on, man? Go ahead.
Listen, man, I feel good, man. Let me tell you, Sim. I hope with Fizz winning that locker room, I hope he said, this is what it's about. When you go completely all together, this is what it's about. I'm proud of everybody on this team. Frank played great defense on Tatum and Haywood. Mm-hmm. Trey Burke was he was in his zone. I'm proud of everybody on this team except Mario, but I'm proud of everybody on this team. This is what it's about. This is what it means to work hard and get a win, man.
Yeah, nice win. Very, very nice win, man. And we're all excited. Nate, we're going to go on. We're going to swing around so we can get everybody introduced. Nate, what's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, Sim?
Did you watch the game? Did you get a chance to see it?
Hey, man. Overall, great win. Team defense was amazing. Probably the best game we've played defensively all year so far. Everybody was getting out to the three-point shooters. We were rotating correctly. Mitchell Robinson is becoming a force inside. Guys don't want to take it to the hole. I'm just proud of this team. I mean, young guys stepped up. You know, I think this is a benchmark win that Fizdale can build upon. Going on the road, being up 26 in the Garden, in the Boston Garden, and then booing them. I mean, it's always good when the home team's booing their own team, you know, and you're on the road. So I can't say anything more, man. It was awesome.
All right. C-Dog, what's going on, man?
What's up?
How you feeling about it? How you feeling?
A hard-fought win.
Yep.
Tried to give it away at the end. Came through.
Yep.
I'm telling you, Hardaway, he's shaky. Hardaway is shaky. He can play good. He can play good all game, but he is shaky up the end.
Yeah. He had his troubles down the stretch tonight.
The coach almost messed up too because he took Robinson out. What reason, I don't know. You know,
I don't know. I don't know. He took Robinson out and brought in Cantor, or he took Robinson out and brought in who? Moutier?
He brought in
Vonleh. Well, you know, Vonleh was
Vonleh already has proven he can't hit free throws in the clutch. So if you're going to take out Robinson, you got to put in Cantor.
And then there was one time when he brought in Cantor for Moutier. I'm assuming it was for rebounding purposes on the other end of the floor. But Vonleh played, you know, Vonleh had 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
I didn't say he played bad. I just said that his foul shooting sucked.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you.
He has to take risks at the end of the game.
Yeah. Let me go on. Let me go on to some other guys. I mean, the one thing I say is, you know, we got to give guys a chance to redeem themselves. You know what I mean? And I think Fizdale is willing to give guys a chance to redeem themselves. So, you know, you put Vonleh in and see if it happens again. Maybe he redeems himself and knocks those free throws down. We didn't have to. It didn't have to come to that this game. Guillermo, man, what's up? What's going on, Guillermo, man?
Yo, Sim, man. Everybody's talking about it's a good win. This is not a good win, man. Any win is good.
Why not?
Hold on. I'm going to mute these guys because I got to get my points off. I thought, look, I'm happy that we won, period, right? But again, we got saved by ISO ball by Burke. Guys got hot early, which I give him. Individual games look good, but I saw too many things in his game, too many red flags. One, he definitely doesn't have a system in it. I think he crossed his fingers and just was happy that Trey Burke had a career night today, which is good. I would never take that away. If we have a career night from somebody, you clap it up and you applaud them. But even the way the Boston are playing, right, they did not utilize the pick and roll on our point guards. They were trying to play ISO ball on us a lot of the time tonight, and we got lucky that they missed a lot of shots early. Now, when they got hot in the fourth quarter, I was like, oh, crap, this might go the other way. And Trey Burke kind of saved us out of it. But we got lucky with a win, Sim. I saw a lot of sloppy passing. I saw flashes from guys. I saw Ntilikina drop to the basket beautifully and then kind of stop. But, again, we go into too much ISO mode when we need buckets. We don't have a system that gets guys open. Yeah. And we literally strictly only operate in the perimeter. I saw no guys cutting in the back. I saw no movement from the back. Only time the guys downloaded anything was Canton when he was in there. Other than that, it was nothing. So, yes, happy win, but there are a lot of things I got mad at with regards to coaching, how we played this game tonight.
Now, I'm going to agree with you. I am definitely going to agree with you that we played some ISO ball down the stretch. There was a point where I thought the game was going to change and we might give it back.
Our defense is piss poor, Tim. Our defense on the three does not make sense. Now, they got some lucky chances where, like, it bounced around and got to get on the three. But there are too many open shots by Kyrie, too many open shots by Morris. Don't get me wrong. Morris is a solid player, but he shouldn't be the guy that hit 2 or 3 threes to bring him back into the game, Tim. Like, it's just our defense on the threes in the crunch time gets piss poor. In the beginning of the game, Tim, even the first half, it was great. Like, you talk about the fast start stuff. We had a fast start. We had a good against a quality team that
we had a great
challenge for the Eastern Conference time. We had a fast start, but the execution at the end, the turnover by Tim Hardaway, the lazy passing once we picked up our dribble, it's bad coaching, Sim. Like, I don't know. We got lucky tonight that Burke had a great night.
I'm definitely going to agree that down the stretch, like, there was a point down the stretch where Trey Burke, he kind of went. He was going for his, trying to get a shot. He couldn't get it. Got it to Hardaway. Hardaway went for his. We turned the ball over. Came back on the other end. Jaylen Brown. We came back on the other end. Mitchell Robinson got the clear path foul because Tim Hardaway turned it over. That was a 5-point swing and went from 15 to 10. And at that point, we are lucky that Trey Burke had really had it going because he came down and really quieted that run. He hit that, he hit a bank shot. He made it off the glass. That quieted that little 12, run. Yep. But that ISO play right there really could have changed the game. I'm hoping that what we learned, we did have 25 assists tonight.
Right. We had a fast start in the beginning, man. Like, I love what we were doing in the beginning in terms of the energy. I thought Vonleh was beautiful tonight in terms of his energy, rebounding, toughness, things of that nature. But Sim, when it gets to crunch time, we only have ISO. We don't have any. Go watch the game tonight, Sim. I know you got other people, but go watch the game. Or if anybody could can you just tell me if there are any backdoor cuts, any movement on the weak side to get a guy open? And you saw some type of matriculation of a play versus we know we do a lot too much, too many on-ball screens. There's no off-ball screens at all. No cuts and nothing to get the guys open. So I don't want to rant too much. I know I got other people, but whatever. It's a good win. Happy, whatever.
I understand what you're saying, right? And I agree with you. We definitely need to have some kind of a system where we can get good open shots down the stretch. I'm hoping that we at least can take from this that we can have the heart, the grit, the grind to try to pull these things out in the end, because we at least did have it tonight. We had some turnovers down the stretch that worried us. We needed Trey Burke to be hot in order to finish it out. But this is maybe something that could jumpstart us. And but we don't want to have to rely on the ISO ball to take us to lead us to wins every night. It's gonna happen some nights. Someone's gonna have it going, but we don't want it to happen like that every night. You know what I mean? But let's take from it that we stayed with it, and we continued to fight, and we were like, I could feel, to me, at least from what I seen, that the Knicks had in their mind, let's not give this back. Let's continue to fight. You know, that's how I feel that was in their mind. And if that was in their mindset, then I'm happy. You know what I mean? Then I'm happy, and let's, you know, continue to try to fight and work out the rest of those kinks in the game. You know what I mean? Because it'll come back to bite you if we don't build the right habits, you know? Tony, man. Tony Crow, what's popping, bro?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Shout out to the chat. Real Black is fan. Let's listen.
So what's up, man? How you feeling about the win? Your boy Trey Burke came through big time for us tonight.
Yeah, man. I was telling y'all, all he needed was his chance again. Everybody was a little down on him, talking about he got to go to China. You know what I mean? I told y'all, man, it's always going to be next man up with us. And I'm not down on nobody else, but, you know what I mean? Let's give Trey Burke his shot. He did what he does best. Early in the season, he was trying to facilitate and be more of a point guard and not playing his game. He's back to playing his game.
Well, and I think that's, you know, with him coming off the bench, and I think it's purposeful that Fizdale probably said, just go out there and play your game. Don't try to do anything. Don't try to be this. Don't try to be that. Just go out there and play ball. And, you know, that's what he's been doing the last few games. Trey Burke, you know, has been just going out there and playing basketball the way that he knows how to play basketball. And, you know, I'm accepting of it. You know, I learned by the end of last season, I learned and I knew, hey, Trey Burke is not going to be the facilitator. We need to just let Trey Burke go ahead and play his game the way he plays his game, and you know, settle with it from there. You know what I mean?
And not for nothing, he's not a pass first guy, but like I also say, he can get to 10 assists any given game, just because he breaks the defense down consistently. Mm-hmm. He's not a guy that usually is going to shoot over two people or you know, take a multiple of bad shots in a game. He might have one or two, but I mean, yeah, he's good. I want to touch on a few things. Graham said real quick. Like Cancer is the only guy we have down low anyway. Like Robinson gets his point down low, but it's from rebounds and lobs. Like Cancer's the only guy who could actually post up and get some points down there. So I mean, I don't know who else is on the roster that actually does that. Riley has to work on it, but he that's not his. He's not a back to the basket guy. He's a face to basket guy. And we've seen improvement even in the last 5 games overall. It just so happens we pulled this one out, but we've been in the last 5 games or so. You know, we just been losing down the track. So we should be encouraged over the improvement.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, you think, I see you got the headphones on. Looks like the mic is maybe a little low because you sound a little bit muffled. Maybe you can move the mic a little higher.
You hear me better now? How's that?
Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. One thing, I just seen somebody in the chat, Andre Brown. I don't know if he was responding to you or me, but he said he had 11 assists, and then he questions. He says he's not a facilitator. I just want to say to Andre, because someone has 11 assists doesn't mean that they're a facilitator. There's a difference between getting assists and facilitating the offense. There's a big difference between the two. You know what I mean? It just is. And them not knocking Trey Burke for that. It's not a knock at all. Neither one of us are knocking Trey Burke. You know what I mean? Neither one of us are knocking him. We're just saying he's not a facilitator. A facilitator is a little bit different than, facilitating. Someone can facilitate the offense and not get assists. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit different, my man. That's all. That's all we're saying. I want to respond to one more person, Tony, then I'll get back to you. Then I'm going to come to Rodney Blaze. Someone said, Sim, do you remember when you wanted Trey Burke not to start, blah, 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 blah. Okay, your point is, I've always said that I think Trey Burke is the perfect sixth man to come off the bench and light it up. I've always said, let Trey Burke play his game, not have to worry about, have the responsibility of getting everybody else involved. I've always said it. So, you can say, what you want, or try to prove whatever point you want to. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I applaud you for it. But that's just what it is. I still feel the same way about Trey Burke. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I like Trey Burke. I like him. Just because I don't think he's a certain type of a point guard doesn't mean I don't like him. I like Frank. I like Trey Burke. You know what I mean? It's cool. Rodney Blaze, man.
Yo, Sam, what's up with it?
Bro? What's up with you, man?
I'm chilling, man. Just enjoying the win. So overall, I'm gonna say good W. Good W. We needed it, man. We was in a 6-game slide. I agree with what Guillermo, what he said, because if you really, really watch the game, analyze the game, it was an ugly win. We needed it, but it was an ugly ass win. Ball hogging, no backdoor cuts. The only person that really be moving is Mario Hezonja, but he's so trash, he don't deserve to be on the court. So he have to be on the bench. But he's really the only person that moves. But as for him saying that we have no post presence, I got to go to Tony C. Who else are we gonna make post? I guess you can, you could ask for Fitz to be more creative and design some plays for Frank, but we all know that he ain't gonna give us a post presence consistently. So it's only Kanter and somewhat Vonleh, you know what I mean? So you can't really ask for a post presence. You could ask for more backdoor cuts, but nobody seems to want to do that. Now I want to target his point when he's talking about Trey Burke and Tim playing ISO ball. To be honest, I'd rather Trey play the ISO ball than Frank, but you've seen this if you've been watching basketball I'm 23 years old. I've been watching basketball for a long time. Everyone knows at the end of games, you need players to get you there because the game's called tighter. Referees are letting physicality go. You're not going to get the calls that you were getting earlier. So fighting through screens and all that, they let the physicality go. At the last 2-3 minutes, it becomes playoff ball. So this free-flowing offense that you're hoping to see at the end of the game, you're not gonna see it. So you need dogs at the end. When we lost to Washington's bum ass, it was Bradley Beal and John Wall who did it to us. When we lost to Portland just now, it was Damian Lillard and McCollum who did it to us. No ball movement. When we lost to New Orleans, it was AD who gave us work. So obviously we don't got those high-level caliber of players, but what we do have is bum-ass Trey Burke and bum-ass Tim Hardaway. In those last, they're not really bums, but you get what I'm saying. In those moments, we just need two dogs to give us buckets. F everything else, just go ISO. And tonight, it worked. That's all I got to say about that.
I don't fully agree with that. I think that you can have. I mean, there's moments when you do need to go ISO, obviously, right? When when you just have a player that can go get it, you give it to that guy that can just go get it on a consistent basis. But I think even when you're in the fourth quarter and the game gets tight and things get, you're bumping everything around, I think it's bad principles, bad offense to just throw the ball to one guy and let him hold the ball for 20 seconds to try to score.
Sam, I agree with you 100%. I really do agree with you. What I'm saying is, though, when things do break down, that's what it is.
When things break down, but I think what Guillermo is trying to say is we're not seeing ISO ball. There's nothing wrong with ISO ball when it's done correctly, right?
Fair.
You come up, you're running your offense, you got your backdoor cut screens, whatever you're doing, you go, nothing's there. You're like, okay, we didn't get nothing good. Let's give it to the dog. Let's give it to the guy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, we just come down and it's just straight ISO. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm going. You know what I mean? It worked tonight.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though I hated it, it did work tonight. But I hated it. I don't like watching ball like that.
What is Isaiah doing? Isaiah, chill out, man. What are you doing? Don't nobody want to know what you do in the bed at night, bro.
Yo, mute him.
Come on, man. What you doing?
Sim kills me, dog.
This man tripping out, man. This man tripping out. But I agree with you. You do gotta have those guys, and Trey Burke is one of those guys. I think CK2K, you know, he's one of those guys that can score for you. CK2K said, I seen him on Twitter, and he said he thinks that Trey Burke is maybe one of those guys that just has that dog in him, that closer mentality in him, and he proved it tonight. He proved
Hardaway has that mentality, but I don't think he's a closer, which is why I said I would give it to Trey before I give it to Hardaway. Like I said in a couple of chats, I said Hardaway is that dude we need that thinks he's better than he really is. You know what I mean? You need a guy with that extra confidence. But sometimes, man, you know what I realized with him, Sim? I forgot to tweet you earlier. Hardaway needs to work on his handle. Not dribble moves, ball control. This would have been the third game. This dude is dribbling, and he's just butters. It's just cookies with this dude. Victor Oladipo did it. I can't remember the second game. Who papered him bad at the end of the game. And this game today, 3 turnovers. He's over dribbling like he got handles. This dude remind me of J.R. Smith in the sense that they do not work on their handle. When you ball control, what do you work on in the summer? What are these dudes? You've been in the league for 5-6 years. You still don't got a post game. Like I don't understand what these dudes be doing in the off season, man. I don't get it.
I mean, I think that Tim Hardaway works. I mean, it looked to me like he works in the off season. Is he working on a post game? I don't think he's working on a post game.
No, I never said he's not working, Sim. I'm saying, what do you work on? You know what I mean? Like I've been watching Tim Hardaway since Michigan.
Well, I do. This is what his trainer said he worked on. I'll tell you this: his trainer said he worked on being efficient. That's what he worked on in the offseason, being efficient, trying to be efficient. Did it work? Well, he's shooting like 41% from the field. But I agree with you. If to me, in my opinion, for Tim Hardaway to take his game to the next level as a scorer, I think he does need to learn how to score out of the post. That will, to me, that'll raise his field goal percentage because he shoots a lot of mid-range shots, a lot of threes. If Tim Hardaway can learn, and maybe that's the next evolution of his game, if he can learn how to score out of the pinch post, the low post sometimes, because he has the body for it, and he definitely has the talent. Does he have the mentality to be patient enough to bump, and then maybe fade or, do whatever it is? We'll see. But I think that's the next evolution of Tim Hardaway's game, learning that post move, learning that post. So I definitely agree with you, Rodney. That could, help Tim Hardaway to become a more efficient scorer if he can develop some post moves. You know what I mean? So let me do a quick recap of the game. All right, recap of the box scores, and then we'll get back to the chat and kind of go over the players and break down. Really do a breakdown, and let's talk about when we're breaking down the players. I want you guys to think about development. Let's think in terms of development. And when we're addressing these guys, let's address them. And talk, just let's do it in terms of development. How they can develop. What can they develop? Can they develop things over the summer? Did they develop this game? Did they do anything to prove to you that they've developed something in this game? So let's try to address it from that if we can. All right. So let's take a look at the box scores. Take a look at the matchup of this game. The Knicks jumped out to a hot start, 26-18 in the first quarter. They finished that off in the second quarter, 39. They scored 39 points in the second quarter, 39-31. Knicks had a large lead going into a 16-point lead going into the third quarter. We kind of faltered in that second quarter a little bit. The end of the second quarter, we started to felt like maybe we were starting to give the game back a little bit. Third quarter, we still had a strong third quarter, 20-19. We only scored 19 points, but we held Boston to just 20 in that third quarter. It was 20-19 in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, we scored 33 points. We let Boston score 40 points in the fourth quarter. Execution down the stretch was a little bit iffy. right? A little bit iffy with that execution down the stretch. Some turnovers at the end of the game. We definitely did a lot of ISO at the end of the game. But we had the guts and the grit to pull it out, and to keep fighting and find a way to pull this game out. And of course, Trey Burke was hot, 29 points, 11 assists, and pulled the game out for us tonight. So big shout out to Trey Burke once again. The Knicks throughout the game, the longest run was 10. The Knicks led from wire to wire. Knicks' biggest lead, 26. The Boston Celtics never led the game. All right, so big shout out to the Knicks for that. The Knicks have to feel elated in the locker room tonight. The Knicks shot 49.4% from the field, 50% from three-point land. They shot 33s. They went to the line 17 times. They made 14. The Boston Celtics went to the line 32 times. They made 23 of them. They shot 30% from three. Only shot 39.2% from the field. The Boston Celtics edged the Knicks in the rebounding battle, 50-49. Celtics had 30 assists. 30 assists. Now look at this. This kind of goes to Guillermo's point. So Guillermo, if you can hear me, you'll see, right, that this goes to your point. The Celtics had 30 assists, and they only shot 39.2% from the field, right? Imagine if they shot 50% from the field. Imagine if they shot 49% from the field. Maybe they would have had 40 assists. All right, they had 30 assists on bad shooting. That right there. That's ball movement. That's man movement. That's sharing the basketball. When you shoot a poor percentage and you still got a good number of assists, that talks about the type of system, the offensive system that you're running. All right. The Knicks had 25 assists tonight, much better than their season's average, which is around 18 or 19. Had 25 assists tonight. We had 22 assists last night. Maybe it's happening slowly but surely. Right? Maybe, we're starting to hit shots a little bit more. Of course, that plays into it. Hopefully, we're starting to share the ball a little bit more. We'll see. Of course, a lot of it, though, a lot of these assists are coming because of Trey Burke. Not really because the ball is being moved around through a system. It's coming because Trey Burke is penetrating and dishing to whoever, other people are collapsing and he's dishing to them. Okay. So it's not really coming out of the flow of an offensive system. It's coming from Trey Burke penetrating and dishing. At least that's what it came from tonight. All right. The Knicks had 3 steals. The Celtics 10. Knicks with 11 blocks. Celtics 9. The Knicks had 17 turnovers tonight. It almost came back to bite us in the end of the game, but it did not. Fortunately, the Celtics had 8 turnovers tonight. And 17 turnovers. 7 of those turnovers came from Tim Hardaway Jr. All right. Tim Hardaway Jr. It is what it is. Listen, I'm not going to bug and trip, right? Because he has been playing well. Even though he shoots a poor percentage, I guess I got to lower the barometer in my mind for Tim Hardaway Jr. Right? He shot 42.1% tonight, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 turnovers. Mario Hezonja played 13 minutes, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Noah Vonleh played 30 minutes, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks. Noah Vonleh is coming on. He's coming on right now, and he's let me tell you what, he is saying to the Knicks coaching staff, I want to be part of what you're building here, because he's getting more and more comfortable on the floor. He's proving more and more that we need him on the floor. And there's Cantor, 22 minutes, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Emmanuel Mudiay played 19 minutes, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 turnover. Frank Ntilikina, 27 minutes, 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Trey Burke had 29 points, played 31 minutes, had 29 points, 55% from the field, 4 for 6 from 3. He only went to the line 3 times. He was 3 for 3 from the line, had 6 rebounds, 11 assists, 2 steals. All right. Kevin Knox played 25 minutes, had 11 points, 9 rebounds. That is exactly what we need from Kevin Knox. We need Kevin Knox to get on these boards more. Get on the boards. I need to see every game I want to see from Kevin Knox. 6 rebounds or better. 6 rebounds or better. We need him on the boards. We need him there. Alonzo Trier, 8 points, played 15 minutes tonight. 3 for 4 from the field. Had 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Mitchell Robinson played 16 minutes, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Mitch Robinson, 6 blocks, and he's becoming well known throughout the league as a shot blocker. Well known throughout the league as a shot blocker. You know, and he's building that reputation already. Mitchell Robinson, you know, he's proven me wrong from the jump. I thought he was gonna need to spend some time in the G League, you know, just to work on his mechanics, get his conditioning right. Nope. He's proved me wrong from the jump. He's proved a lot of people wrong from the jump. Big shout out to Mitchell Robinson, you know, for what he's doing as a rookie center in the league. And that's not anything to sneeze at, my friends. A rookie center in the league, you know, that can come in, you know, those centers, man, there's some big boys down there. And they bang you around. And Mitchell Robinson is handling his. And the more and more he plays, the more comfortable he's getting on the floor. He's getting in better shape, better conditioning, you know, and, you know, he's playing better and better. Give him a couple years, man, he's going to be a double-double. He's going to be a double-double king out there. Give him 2 years. He's going to be a double-double every night without a doubt. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure throughout his career, he's going to give us a couple of triple-doubles that includes blocks. I am positive of it. You know what I mean? I'm positive of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he gave us one this year, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what up, Sam?
What's going on, man?
Hey, not a whole lot. Hey, I got right?
You breaking up on me, bro.
Yo, I got a question for you.
Okay.
First question is, what do you think about Dame Dot not playing? And then second question is, how do you feel about Trey Burke finally coming through and having a big game tonight?
One, about Damian Dotson, I'm definitely disappointed that Damian Dotson's not getting burned, didn't get burned the last 2 games. I want to see him on the floor. I think he's a very good defender. You know, he can, you know, he can knock down a 3. He's good in transition. It's hard to argue when the last 2 games you almost beat Portland, which was the best team in the West right now, record-wise. And then you just beat the Boston Celtics, who they're having their struggles right now. We know that. They're 9-9, having their struggles. But a team that looks to be possibly the best team in the East or come out of the East. It's hard to argue with it when you do that, right? But I would definitely. I mean, and look, Fizdale is giving Mario Hezonja his chance. He hasn't proven much so far this season, and I wouldn't be surprised if eventually Mario Hezonja is benched once again and Damian Dotson is back in the lineup.
Yeah, see, I got one more thing, yo, for all the people that talk about how our game flows and how we do all of this ISO ball or whatever the case might be. I mean, you need that sometimes, but at the end of the day, like, you know, we got to be efficient. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Everybody talk about this person had, you know, this many assists, that many assists, or whatever. The only way you can get assists is if You know, the guy that you're passing the ball to is efficient with his shot. You know what I mean? So everybody wants, oh, well, Frank only got, 3 assists per game or whatever. But, hey, look at this. The guys that he's passing it to, they not being efficient with their shot. He can't get assists if the guy's not making a shot after he passed the ball. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. Getting an assist is a two-part thing, right? Someone got to make the pass, the other person got to make the shot. What people, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? We need to be efficient, repetition. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, efficient.
Right.
Players needs to do is just tell everybody, hey, be efficient when you out there, work on that, and then we'll be good. But I ain't gonna take up the time and stuff like that. I know you got other callers or whatever. But peace to the chat, and your boy Reem is out to the next game, bro.
All right, man. Peace. Appreciate it. And about that efficiency, I think that it's going to be hard, and we haven't been efficient since the beginning of the year. We know that. And if we continue to have rotation changes, lineup changes, we will not be. Our efficiency is not going to get better. Right? The only way in my opinion, for our efficiency to get better is to have some set lineups and set rotations. I'm going to be honest with you. Besides Mario Hezonja, and I'm just not sure. I mean, I don't know. Let's hope. I mean, just for his career, right? Let's just hope that he finds some form of comfort, understands his role, and begins to perform. Right? But besides Mario Hezonja, the two lineups that I'm seeing, the starting lineup and then the guys that are coming off the bench, I feel a little bit comfortable with these guys. Not just because, we played 2 close games. I just feel comfortable with the groups, especially the second unit. I really do like the second unit because I like the fact that young guys are playing together in that second unit. I love that. I really like that it's Frank, Knox, Mitchell Robinson, Trier, and then, you might have Trey Burke with those guys, Tim Hardaway with those guys, or, maybe you'll have Dotson with those guys sometimes too, right? I like the fact that those young guys are playing together. And then I like the fact that in the first lineup, you got your young vets. I mean, the team is made up of young veterans, right? You got your young vets playing together. And I'm sure, you can mix and match some guys throughout, if you need to. But I kind of like those lineups, especially for the young guys, though, because I believe that with the young guys playing with young guys, you can begin to you'll see guys not afraid to step up and do things. Because you got young guys, 19 and 20-year-olds playing with 19 and 20-year-olds, and believe it or not, it makes a difference. For some players it may not, but for a lot of players it does. And some of the guys that we have had, they have polite personalities. Let's say it like that, right? We got some guys with some polite personalities, and they may need to play with guys their age so that they can, build that confidence, build a little bit of that swagger. Right, so I like seeing that second unit with those young guys out there. All right, let's do a little bit of player breakdown and talk about the players. I want to know if you guys seen development from these guys. What have you seen? What kind of development have you seen from these guys? I want to start with Mitchell Robinson. I know what I see from Mitchell Robinson is just him looking more comfortable on the floor. Right, he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. We can use more rebounds from him. He had 4 rebounds tonight. We can use more rebounds from Mitchell Robinson, but we're not really going to get that until he gets bigger, he gets stronger. Then I think we'll get more rebounds from Mitchell Robinson. But what he does is very, very useful for us. He blocks shots. He changes guys come to the basket and he changes their shots. He's making guys and guards second guess driving to the basket. Right? Because they know you got a shot blocker in there. You got somebody who can send that thing back. That makes him dangerous. Mitchell Robinson played 16 minutes tonight. You know, when he begins, he had 4 fouls. He's going to be in foul trouble all year. I think that's the next stage of his development. Learn how not to foul. And it's going to be tough for him because Mitchell Robinson is small in stature compared to NBA players. You know, he's not a big guy, right? So it's going to be tough. And so when he does try to muscle up, he's got to push more of his body, and it becomes evident that he's pushing, and you get a foul call, right? You get a foul call. You know, so I would expect that for most of the year. Maybe next year you start to see that change a little bit when he gets stronger. He doesn't have to bulk up. Right? He doesn't have to bulk up. He'll just get stronger. And he may stay thin, but he'll be strong. You know what I mean? But I think that, that's the next step for him is to learn how not to foul. Right? Learn how not to foul. And it's going to come when he gets stronger, though. Right? When he gets stronger, it's not going to be so evident that he's, using his lower body to push against someone to stop him and those type of things, and he'll be good. And also, like someone just said, he lunges for blocks. Right? He's got to learn. Don't lunge. Just go up. You're long enough. 7'1", but I don't know what his wingspan is, but he's definitely crazy long. All right. That's Mitchell Robinson. That's what I see that we need from Mitchell Robinson. Alonzo Trier. I think the thing with Alonzo Trier is just continuing to play. What I would like to see a little bit more from Alonzo Trier is a little bit more of that catch and shoot. Right. What I noticed when he was starting and Tim Hardaway was out is that Alonzo Trier needs dribbles to get himself in rhythm. He needs dribbles. Got to take some rhythm dribbles. Then he gets in rhythm. And that kind of that kind of slow, really, really, we talk about the offense not having a lot of movement now. When Alonzo Trier was in there starting, it really didn't, because he needs those rhythm dribbles to get himself in position and comfortable to shoot. I'd like to see him learn how to catch and shoot a little bit more, come off screens and catch and shoot. Part of his development. Kevin Knox tonight was 11 points, 9 rebounds. If we can get that from Kevin Knox every night, that'd be great. That'd be great. And I think the thing everyone keeps saying, it's just the aggression. Just the aggression with Kevin Knox. But guys, look like we're doing some things. It looks like we're doing some things. At least with tonight's win. Let's see if we can follow this up. We play Friday. Listen, this is a test for the Knicks. This was a good test tonight. Really good test. We played 2 good teams on back-to-back nights and competed with both of them. Lost to the Blazers and beat the Celtics. We get a day off for Thanksgiving. We're back at it on Friday. 3 games in 4 nights. Right? Now, this is a test to your endurance. This is a test to your mindset, your mental toughness. Right? Are you going to be disciplined enough? Let's be real. Are you going to be disciplined enough tomorrow night not to pig out and go crazy to the point where Friday you feel heavy on the floor? Right? And you can't get up and down the floor, and you're going to be lethargic. This is a test. And can they be strong enough to fight through this 3 games in 4 nights over a holiday? And maybe this was just something that the Knicks needed too, to really get them focused. Okay, you know what? Listen, we got 3 games in 4 nights, and we got a holiday in between. That is something that's those are the type of things that can focus a team. All right, let's. I'm gonna come over to the video chat. I want to know, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Listen. They didn't develop that much more than last night. But talk to me about player development a little bit. All right, let's talk about it. I want to know what you're thinking right now. Mark, I see you in the chat. It doesn't look like Mark's paying attention to me right now, obviously, because he's in the conversation. So let me see. I got Nate and I got Isaiah. I'm gonna go to Nate first because Isaiah putting undressed women up on the screen. So I'm going to Nate.
Oh man, I missed that.
Yeah, Nate. So tell me, man. Player development. You see anything tonight from guys that you think shows some development?
I did. Mitchell Robinson is starting to become a real force in the middle. And I'll add one thing to what you said about him blocking shots and rebounding better. He's also getting out to the 3-point shooters. Like if you watch the game, he rotates really well because he's so long, and he's really affecting those 3-point shots. So the guy is just a freak athlete. I cannot wait till KP comes back and this guy keeps developing. You talk about like our version of the Twin Towers. And the way he blocks shots, he doesn't get fouls on those blocks. Like I think he's been talking to KP because one thing about KP I love is that he doesn't get a lot of fouls when he blocks shots either. He's a smart blocker. And I think Mitchell Robinson's kind of getting that same kind of feeling. I'm just really impressed with the guy. Guy didn't play a whole year and you couldn't tell.
Yeah,
he looks conditioned. He's athletic.
That's the truth.
He's getting better at rebounding. That's a scary thing about it, that this guy's ceiling is very high, but he's already a shot blocker inside. Players are already having to take him seriously as an enforcer, and he's getting stronger with his feet because you can see he's getting those tough boards now. Before he would kind of get pushed around, but he's not getting pushed around as much. He's really setting the tone at the center position.
Well, he's getting comfortable. He still has to get stronger in order to really be able to grapple down there with those big guys. But that's okay. That's all right. Yeah,
but he's not getting pushed around like he was when he first started. He's learning the game a little bit better, and his rotations on defense are awesome. I love seeing that. Like whenever he sees a shooter out there, he's not afraid to just throw his body out there and try to block that shot or at least alter it.
Yeah,
that's effort, man. I love seeing that. Yeah. And then, like I said, his blocks inside are really a really huge thing that we've been missing since KP got hurt.
Yeah.
And even Vonleh too. Hell, Vonleh even blocked a couple of shots himself.
Vonleh had 3 blocks.
So it's
tonight.
Becoming contagious.
Yeah, Isaiah, what you got to say, man? What have you seen tonight that just marks? Number one, just the performance off of a back-to-back, I think was impressive. The ability to come
that was impressive.
With some energy.
And, that wasn't me with the naked pictures. That was the other guy.
Who was that? Oh, I thought it was
that Tekashi 6ix9ine, whatever that dude was. He was posting porn on your thing.
Oh, I thought it was you. My bad. I'm sorry. It wasn't Isaiah.
Come on, man. He's going to blame a black man. Come on, man.
I don't know. Hey, you did it before, so.
No, I didn't. When I do that?
You didn't post anything. You did it before. You did it one time. You can go back and look. You did it.
I don't remember doing that, man.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know. But anyways. Anyways, man.
Well,
come on, man. I don't post porn on here, man.
He didn't put porn up there either. But you did one time. You showed a picture, on your phone of some chick. But anyway.
It might have been me, man. There's a lot of big black brothers. We all looking like me.
No, it was you.
Oh no.
But go ahead, man. We talk about team development, player development. What have you?
Yeah.
What you see?
This was a fight, and I didn't expect us to win, but you know what? We played hard, and like I said, we all played hard, man. I think the defense came a good way. Like again, it's the crazy things with Frank that he does against Tatum and Gordon Hayward that it goes so unnoticed, and it's so beautiful to watch him play defense, man. It really is. And once he gets that offense going, because he's going to be dangerous. But Trey Burke, man, he was amazing, and the kids learned. Kevin Knox almost had a double today. He had 11 and 9. He was active, you know. Mitch, I'm telling you, Sam, when Mitch gets some muscles on him, man. When he doesn't get, because he reminds me of, because he has that Anthony Davis KP kind of body. He's gonna fill in, and when it fills in, he's gonna be a problem. And then, with him and KP, man, the paint's gonna. With him, KP, and Frank, it should be no excuse why we shouldn't be a top 6 defensive team. You know what I'm saying? I will say this though, Sim, and it's not about the development, but it's about the starting lineup. Right now, it looks good because the first team was the Blazers. They're the same. They're in the same category as us when it comes to assists. They don't pass the ball. And right now, I don't know what's going on with the Celtics. Right now, they're just underperforming. So they look kind of crazy. So we gotta take this lineup with a grain of salt, because if we face a team that passes the ball, I think the lineup would get exposed. But you know what, man, we're all playing good right now. I think we're playing good. I have no problem with the lineup as long as we're playing hard and playing the kids. It's just we got to keep the development going, and that has to be number one.
Yeah. All right, let me see. Let me get the Mark. We haven't heard from Mark yet.
I'm coming.
Hey, Mark, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man? How you
feeling
doing?
About tonight, man? How you feeling about tonight?
Listen,
I see you smiling, bro. You smiling. He's smiling. Mark's smiling.
Listen,
Mark is never on here smiling. So bro. Mark is feeling good. What's up?
Check this out. I felt that 3 hit at the end of the game. Listen, I like this win because, like I said, we get up for these teams. And I love these qualities wins against these teams. I love it because it makes these players, we played with grit tonight. So nobody ever tells me it's pure effort with them. If they have the effort, they can play. And I'm sorry, I know Trey Burke hit the game-winning shot, but I'm giving player of the game to my man Money Mitch, because defensively the Celtics couldn't run. They actions are nothing. He was everywhere. He ended up with 6 blocks, and he was just everywhere tonight defensively in that paint. They were scared to get in the paint. Tonight was a lovely night on defense, except for we couldn't guard the 3. I don't know why. Morris was open the way he was open. He's a good 3-point shooter. Number 2, we almost lost that game because of those Michigan brothers. Because Trey Burke, there was one possession where he cleared out before he hit the game-winning shot. He cleared out, and he didn't have to. He should have passed the ball. Because that's what the Celtics did. They baited him into doing that. But luckily, we won the game the way we won the game. And Tim Hardaway for holding the ball the way he did for them to steal the ball, that was stupid. We almost gave up the game. But like I said, Trey Burke, he was like that in college. He was always an alpha dog. He was always a big time shooter in college. So that don't ever surprise me about him. But we played tough tonight on defense in the paint. We did a good job on Tatum and Jaylen Brown tonight. That was the key. Because Gordon Hayward is still in the midst of coming back. Kyrie, they did decent on Kyrie because Kyrie shot bad. I think he shot like 30% tonight. I'm not sure. That's what I read. I probably read like 30-something% tonight. So we did good. We did good on them. We did good on the guards. We did good on the transition defense and them getting in the paint.
Yeah. Kyrie tonight shot 36%. He was 9 for 25 from the field. He had 13 assists.
Jaylen Brown, he did good tonight.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Aaron Baines, no points, 1 rebound. Al Horford, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Jason Tatum, 15 rebounds, only shot 33% from the field, had 15 points, shot 33% from the field, and had 8 rebounds. Marcus Morris had 21 points. He was 3 for 6 from the from 3-point
he's really
line,
good.
8 rebounds, 4 assists. Gordon Hayward, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. But yeah, for the most part, the Knicks did a good job on Kyrie, or maybe Kyrie was just off, right?
No.
But they did a good job.
If you watch that game, they stopped a lot of Boston's actions. They stopped a lot of them.
Well, like you said, that's Mitch Robinson. Mitch Robinson bothered people from driving inside.
I keep telling y'all, he has that AD potential defensively. He just got to get bulky. That's it. But if you watch him from game to game, he's learning on the fly, and this is what I wanted for him, because his instincts is just great to watch. It makes me so happy because he's really this good on defense, man, and he's the player of the game for that.
Okay.
Because
I'm right.
That is setting what Fizdale want. That grit. They was running the blitz on defense with him closing out, so they wouldn't get into the paint. That's what they was running. That's what they was running tonight. And the grit was there tonight. That's what I like. Like I said, they play hard. They play, even if we'd have lost that game, as long as they play hard and they're learning on the fly. And that is what Fizdale is trying to teach them. I'm not going to give y'all my offense until y'all learn how to play properly. That's what he's doing. If y'all not watching this game, that's what he's doing. And they're learning on the fly because they get up for these teams. And I like that they get up for these teams.
Yeah, they do.
We just gotta stop guys like Vucevic, those C+ players from busting our behind.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Mark. I want to talk about lineups a little bit, right? I, for one, I like the lineups that we have right now. I do, because I like the young guys playing together. The starting group has a bunch of young veterans in that starting group. I'm comfortable. Let's say this. I'm comfortable with the lineups the way that they are. How do you feel about the lineups and rotations the way that they are right now?
Listen, I like how he's playing these players in spurts. Like, that's what you got to do with these players that the misfits is what I call them. Like, you got to play them in spurts. So they look good in spurts. So what he does is more on whoever we play, where he probably could see advantage from time to time. That's why he does so many switches and stuff like that. It's 15 games in, guys. Calm the hell down. Like I told y'all, we didn't have an offense coming in. We didn't have a defense. What the hell y'all thought we was going to learn? We going to have a defense set? They haven't played together. So that's what he's looking. He's looking for who wants it, who can learn on the fly, who's intelligent enough to make quick plays and quick passes. That's what he's doing. I'm fine for what Fizz is doing. Because guess what? When you go look in that huddle and the way they looking into his face, they looking into his eyes because they listening. They're listening to him and they're talking to each other. Go look at that Knicks bench. That's all I care about. All I care about is a culture being set here, period. Because that's going to get these players to play, period.
Okay.
Period.
All right. I'm coming.
It's 15 games in, bro. People got to calm down. Listen, okay.
I mean, a little more.
I like how Knox took them quick shots. That's what I want him to do. You get that ball, you shoot it. You don't hesitate. You shoot it. Don't waste no time. Because that's what Fizz want him to do. Because he could shoot it.
He can shoot it. He can shoot it. All right. Hey, Guillermo.
What's good, Sam?
What's good? I want to ask you about the lineups right now, the way that they are right now. How do you feel about them?
I didn't mind the lineups early on. I didn't think it was more so about the line. I thought it was the aggressiveness of the energy, man. But I don't know, Sam. It's tough because in a crunch time, just because Burke was hot, you left Burke and you left Tim in there. I did like Vonleh in there. I like Mitch in there as well, but I don't know. It's iffy. Remember what I said last stream? I said, man, they'll struggle if they don't have Frank and or Dotson somehow in that lineup to help defend against those guards. And we almost got killed by those same guards, right? Those same wing players in those clutch threes. So I don't mind it. I even liked it early on with Hazonia when he was in there, because even though he did miss some shots, but he had open looks. If you watch earlier, he only really took one bad, awful three. The other ones were good shots and good looks. So I didn't mind as much. I think just more so in crunch time, Sim, how we do lines. Now, he did do one thing. He did put Cannon back in and take Cannon out when it was offense, defense, which I thought finally he did that. But I don't know. I like Vonleh in there. I like Mitch in there. Any combination of those two guys in there, because I'll say tonight we had great. I don't know what the numbers are, Sim, but I thought we had good defensive rebounding. The guys were hungry on the boards tonight, and I don't know if that's a combination of the lineups and attitudes, but when you have Vonleh in there, his energy and his power, and Mitch in there, especially against teams that don't have good front courts. Let's be honest, Baines is not a good center. But yeah, tonight he's not Vucevic. Lineups, Mitch and Vonleh, we could dominate in terms of defense, weak side defense, things like that. So,
right. I like the lineups right now. I feel comfortable now. I want to see Dotson playing. I do want to see Dotson play, but I'm comfortable with the lineups, especially.
Hey, Sam, can I say just one thing? Can they force it to force Frank Ntilikina that if he doesn't drive at least 5 times a game, he doesn't get playing time? He had a drive today, Sim, that it gets me so angry. I'm like, why does he just do this every freaking 5 times? Do the same thing. He can dominate guards driving to the basket, and it's like, I don't know if they don't reinforce this to him or whatever, but he had a drive and they'll go on a break, and I'm like, dude, you have the skills to drive on people. Like, you have the talent to lay up on people different ways. Just do it. Just go. Especially when you're playing against these teams that don't have good front courts. We'll have somebody to help rebound it. So don't be scared. Just go and drive to the basket. Yeah, he needs to have a quota, something.
Yeah. I mean, you see him do it. You seen him do it once in the first half, at least once in the first half. You seen him do it in the second half, and he converted. He converted both those layups. I think that's on Fizz, right? That's on Fizdale to say. To give him that goal. Say your goal is to drive to the basket 5 times. No matter what happens, drive to the basket 5 times every night.
Yeah, it gets tiring to see that he's not involved because he's not a perimeter shooter. So he needs to find others to be effective on offense.
Right, and remember back in the beginning of the season when Fizdale said he's just gonna let Frank be Frank. Right, so maybe he's being careful not to put any kind of pressure on him to do anything. I don't know, but I agree with you. I agree with you though. I agree.
You do that to Burke. You let Burke be Burke to score. You tell Frank, hey, here's a system. Frank is the type of dude, he wants instruction. He wants guidance. He wants some type of direction. That's why I think he'd be excellent with Pop, because Pop would say, yo, drive to the basket 5 times. You have an ice on your man from the wing, drive to the damn basket. Go down in the post and pass him. Frank is a guy who likes instruction. Burke is the guy you can just say, hey, Burke, do your thing tonight. And Burke is going to do his thing and do that stuff. When you try to tell him, hey, be a point guard, that's where he messes up. So I think Frank actually needs instruction.
Yeah, and you know what I think would be a good idea for the Knicks? Is to bring a coach in who has coached high school basketball. Right? Because we have so many.
That's you, Sim. That's you, Sim. Stop trying to front, man.
Hey, I do it. Well, actually, I wouldn't do it because I need to finish coaching my daughter. So I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't leave her hanging like that. She probably would want me to go, but I wouldn't leave her hanging. Right. I think it would be a good idea for them to bring a high school level coach in. Right, someone who just understands how these kids think, because we had kids on the team. We literally have kids that cannot go into a bar and drink.
Yeah, we're the youngest, I think, in the NBA.
I mean, come on. These guys can't go into a bar and drink, right? Frank can't. Mitch Robinson can't. Kevin Knox can't, right? Bring in a guy that's used to coaching high school players. Because he'll understand their mentality a little bit more. Someone like David Fizdale has been coaching, pro players his whole life, right? And been around professional players his whole life. So his mentality on how to deal with them is going to be different. Someone who's been in high school, they're going to understand how to deal with youth and really, truly understand youth development, not just from a basketball standpoint, but the emotional and social side of youth development that relates to basketball, that shows the reason why they may not, handle certain situations on the court, the way that people expect them to, because they're children, right? And I mean, I think that would benefit not just the Knicks. There's so many players in the NBA that are this young. It would benefit many of these teams in the NBA that have someone who really understands youth development, not just from the basketball side, but the mental side, the emotional, social side of being a youth. You know what I mean? I think that would benefit the team, really.
I agree 100%, man. These guys were treated like superstars, most of them from high school. I don't think a lot of these guys even have the technical, like we talked about this last game. A lot of them are lacking technicals that, you're teaching your daughter, you're teaching, especially women basketball actually they're more technically gifted than some of these NBA basketball players, but they don't even have that. And I think that, I agree. You tell these guys get in their psyche. Some guys, like, you look at it. Fizdale, when he does an ISO thing, I think it's more so because he's just like, hey, I'm going to just look at your talent and say, do that, versus, hey, I know which guys need instruction. I know which guys I can kind of let do what they want to do because that gets the best out of them. And I agree. You bring in a coach who can get into his psyche, because it gets annoying. Every time we talk about Frank, I can see guys in the chat room saying, oh, Frank is this, Frank is that. But it's like, you've seen flashes. It's one thing if Frank was Earl Watson and he's strictly a defensive player and he can't score or whatever, and you just send him out there to defend the best backcourt guys. But it gets annoying seeing Frank drive to the basket. He'll somehow body his way in or do a Euro step, and it's like, guy, you can do this. Like, the 17 points in Golden State, it's not a fluke. So, I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're right, definitely. And but see, and that's the thing. Someone like Fizdale probably just expects that these guys are going to, I'm going to let Frank be Frank. He'll get it. He'll pick it up. These guys know how to play basketball, so we can just throw them out there. When you talk about a lot of guys that's coming basically straight to the league from high school, when you have one, I think that's one thing, right? If you have one player that young and you got, other guys around them that are vets and things like that, that's one thing. When you have a group of them that are that young, I think you need to have somebody there, because, like you're saying, that person can tell Fizz, hey, these guys are young. They're looking for instruction. They're looking for structure. They are looking for guidance and leadership from you, almost like a father figure and those type of things. You need to set some limits, right? You need to tell Frank that he needs to drive 5 times a game, and he'll go do it. You need to tell Kevin Knox, I need you to go your goal is to get 9 rebounds a game, and he'll go try to do it, because that's what they need. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. You know what I mean? Definitely agree with you. And I don't know if you saw early, Grandma, I think you would appreciate it. I didn't do a pregame because me and my daughter, we went to the gym. We opened up the gym, just me and her in there, and I had my little nephew in there shooting around. Because she played a game the other night, Tuesday night, and she didn't have the greatest of games, right? I mean, she's averaging 17 points, like 8 or 9 rebounds a game. But she struggled in a few things, right? Where she didn't get the ball where we wanted her to get the ball. She didn't do things the way that we really wanted them to do. So we went in to work on some of those things. Spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours in there. Got late, so I couldn't do a pregame. But we did record some of it. I'll show you guys what we were doing. I'm gonna put the video in the chat.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. We just talked about we worked on attacking one side of a 2-3 zone so we can attack it and then kick it out. We talked about, there's some things on there that I didn't put on there. We recognized the gaps in the 2-3 zone, right? We looked at the 2-3 and I moved. I had some dummies out there. I moved the dummies around and asked her to recognize the gaps. And then we worked on her splitting the top of the 2-3 and how to get the ball up, because she can split it, but she gets blocked, right? She split it about 4 times and got blocked 5 times. I don't know how that happened, but.
Split it as in what? She flashed to the foul line and try to get it from a.
No, we really don't want her to do this that much. Right. But, she has a penchant for doing it. So I said, okay, I know we don't want you to do this, but I know you're going to do it because I know who you are. Right. She's strong enough and quick enough to split the top of the 2-3 and get in the lane. But then she gets in there and she got stuck a little bit a couple times. Now, a couple games ago, she did it. She would split it and she would go to the foul line, go to the foul line. Tonight, this team was the other night, the team was a little smarter. She split it. They seen that she was leaning in to float it. They block it.
Yep. So you just bring that the middle guy, the guy that's in the paint, just to come up easily.
Just brought it up. So I showed her, you don't need to lean. If you're going to split it, if you do split it, you need to go straight up in the air and stop leaning because you're giving them the ball. If you're going to split it, you need to find the person to kick it to, or Euro step around that middle person and lay it in. So we worked on some of those things. You can see it in there,
But you know one thing, Sim, if you want to drive from a 2-3, with a 2-3, you should have the 3 perimeter shooters up top, one guy at the foul line, one guy at the block down low, and those guys could switch flash and him and the foul line guy. But if you want to drive, even though you shouldn't be driving too much in 2-3, but you said your team didn't have shooters. If you want to drive from a 2-3, the most effective way is to pass, and wait till one side overcommits when you effectively keep passing, and then pass to the opposite side. So when you pass to the opposite side, that wing, he has because his person who's supposed to be guarding him has to now run back to him. So now you can drive to the basket, and now you have mismatches. Now there's going to be maybe the guy, whoever has to come and help out, and there's going to be. Yeah,
our problem with that team right now is reversing the ball with enough pace that it makes the defense shift. You know what I'm saying? But we're working on it. We're getting in there. We reverse that ball so the defense can shift and then shoot that gap, penetrate that gap before the other defender is able to recover. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. I'm going to keep you guys updated and post it. But I'm going to post some more videos of me and my daughter working out, too. I know some people,
check that out.
It's not Knicks, so some people, don't want to appreciate it. But for those who do, I'll post it anyway because, I'm actually going to have her and my son and a couple other people look at some of the defensive sets that the Knicks do, offensive things that the Knicks do and don't do, and we're going to go over and talk about it in terms of the Knicks. So that's something that we might do. But anyway, back to the Knicks, man. Those lineups, like I was saying, I like those lineups. I like the fact that in that first lineup, we got young veterans in the first lineup that it's just maybe a little better suited. Instead of having 3 rookies in the starting lineup, maybe it's just a little better suited to have some of those young vets in the starting lineup that understand a little bit better, what it means to start a game. We'll see. Now, with who we have, does it mean that it's always going to work? Obviously not. Of course not. But, we'll see what it does for now. I'm pretty sure that he'll use the same starting lineup versus the Pelicans. Since it's worked so far, it'd be crazy for him to change it right now. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes and see what happens.
You can't have Cantor playing heavy minutes against AD. So I'm sorry, Sim. He's going to get abused.
I agree. I mean, but I think he's probably going to start the game. I think he's probably going to start the game, and then as soon as he can, he'll bring Mitch Robinson in. I don't know. Just me as a coach. If we played 2 good games, I'd be very reluctant to mess around with the lineups right now. Right? I would just say, okay, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna rock with it, and we can make changes as we go. You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
Wait, Sam, can I ask one thing? What's your lineup for crunch time? Like, what's the lineup you like, not to start the game, but the lineup when it's crunch time? So say AD, because we lost a close game against these guys last time. You got AD on the floor. You got Etwan Moore. You got who's it? Holiday, whoever they play. You got those guys. Who, if it's a close game like last time, who do you want on the floor playing against the Pelicans?
I think I want Frank Ntilikina on the floor because he plays defense. I want Mitchell Robinson on the floor.
Agreed.
I think I want Noah Vonleh on the floor.
Agreed.
The point guard spot gets me a little bit. I want Tim Hardaway on the floor, I guess. Those two positions right there. Those 2 positions right there between that point guard and the shooting guard, or I'm gonna say with Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway. Trey Burke had it going tonight. And he's had it going. So I'm gonna say for the Pelicans, definitely, I want Trey Burke right now for this game at least because he's had it going. Right, he's been averaging 25 points a game over the last 4 games or something like that. He's had it going.
All right, Sim. You're the coach, man. You just see.
Go with Tim Hardaway on the floor as well because Tim Hardaway. Although he had 7 turnovers tonight and almost lost it down the stretch, he defensively, it's a struggle with Tim Hardaway because and then sometimes he makes boneheaded decisions. Sometimes. Well, yeah, I know, and then sometimes he can make good decisions, right? Sometimes he can be on point. Those two right there, I struggle, and I know people are probably saying, "Geez, they've been our best scorers." Been our best scorers. Tim Hardaway's been our best scorers, but it's the other things that bother me. You know what I mean? It's the rotations on defense. It's the ISO ball. It worked for us tonight, but it's the ISO ball. It's the shot selections. It's those type of things that bother me with the two. But I'm just not sure who else we have that's going to be able to do it. Who would you have?
Against that team, I definitely agree with Frank. I agree with Frank because he can guard anywhere from Drew Holiday. I always forget Drew Holiday, whatever.
Drew Holiday. Mm-hmm.
To Etwan Moore. I want Mitch out there just to keep a body somehow on AD. AD did get hot last game. I would prefer Tim Hardaway to be out there just because he'll give you the scoring, so I'll concede bad defense there. If they have a bigger guard out there, because they also have Mirotic, who I forgot about.
They have a big guard.
Von Lay, I would prefer out there as well.
Right.
And the guy I want, because I like a system, I like cuts and stuff, is Dotson, because Dotson and Frank can defend the backcourt.
Okay.
And if you can disrupt the backcourt good enough to stop it from getting a Mirotic and try to slow down AD. AD's an MVP type player. I think that's our best chance.
Okay.
I think in those crunch times, it comes down to better defense, man. And
I feel you.
Look, Hardaway's going to do what he does. And I think if you give it to Dotson, some of these guys, they can do what he does. You can switch out with Burke, dead balls and whatever, but, Burke to me is too unreliable to just keep in there as like the main point guard.
I do feel that Burke has more of a clutch gene than Hardaway, though. I really do. I feel that he has more of a killer instinct, and I feel that he has a little bit more of that mentality than Hardaway. I think Hardaway feels like he's that guy, but not sure yet. I think Burke is like, I'm that guy.
You know what it is, Sim?
Whether or not
it's not that. I disagree with that. I think Burke has more awareness for his game. So if you watch the game tonight, whenever Burke gets hot, Burke doesn't just start shooting shots from half court like he thinks he's Curry like Hardaway would do. Hardaway would have a game where he's driving to the basket effectively, and then he'll start chucking up threes, go 2 for 11 from 3, like he did when he had the 34 points, but he's driving to the basket effectively. What Burke would do is that he'll favor one side and he'll shoot to his strengths. I think he's more aware of where he's hot. Yeah, he's not going to sit there and try to take threes and shoot him out of position and out of rhythm. He knows more of his game, and I think that's a big difference between him and Hardaway. Hardaway is just stupid.
Yeah, I agree. Burke definitely. Yeah, you can see it. He knows where his strengths are, where he gets good shots, what shots he can make, where he shoots high percentages, and that's what he takes. Yeah, definitely. That's a good question, though. I'm gonna come to Ant. Ant, who's your lineup to finish the game? What lineups do you favor finishing the game?
To finish the game, probably Trey Burke, because I think he's the only, one of our guards that attacks and has shown the ability to score off the pick and roll. Frank, Timmy, Mitch, and the 4th spot is where it gets difficult. I think that 4th spot is game by game. If Knox is hitting shots, I like Knox in that spot. But if he's not hitting shots, I like Vonleh in that spot. So, but like my mainstays are Frank, Trey, Timmy, and Mitch. Those are my guys.
See, I get afraid with that 4th spot with Kevin Knox defense. I get afraid with him on the defensive side, and then rebounding. Like I feel comfortable and confident that Noah Vonleh is going to rebound. With Mitch Robinson, right. I believe if you have Mitch Robinson out there, you probably need to have Noah Vonleh out there because he can rebound the ball. And Knox hasn't shown that he's going to rebound every night. Noah Vonleh is going to hit the boards.
For me, it's like a game by game thing. To me tonight, Knox was showing, he was playing hard on defense. He was more engaged tonight. I don't know if it's because he made his first couple of shots or it seems like he kind of he dictates his focus on his offensive game. So if he's making shots, he's more into it. Yeah. So like a couple possessions on that at the end of the game, I saw him really into it on defense. He was in his stance. He was running hard off the shooters. Like when he's playing like that, I don't mind him out there. But we got to see if he can do it consistently.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with young players. Someone like Knox too. Sometimes that offense dictates, the way, the energy that you have on defense. You got to, hopefully the coaching staff can break him of that. You know what I mean? And that's the one thing about Frank that a lot of people don't understand why, we like so much, because you don't have to try to bring out the defensive side of him, which is a good thing. I would much rather have to teach a guy how to be an offensive player than teach a guy how to be a defensive player, right? Because a defensive player can teach you. Listen, on my team right now, the high school team that I coach, we have some players that can't even get up and down the floor, right? And because we've had some other players out for, just high school type of things, we had to put some of them players on. And I'm like, we got to get in players that are fast and can play defense. If all they can do on offense is protect the ball and not turn it over, I'm good. But we need to be able to play transition defense. We got to be able to get back on defense. We got to be able to rotate. We play man and we play 2-3 zone. We got to be able to guard our man. We got to be able to rotate on the 2-3 zone. We're putting in a press. This is a new team that we had. Basically, last year we had 8th graders and 9th graders, 7th graders. We had one 7th grader, 9th graders playing on a varsity level against seniors, right? Now, we're a little bit older. We got an 8th grader, bunch of freshmen, and then my daughter's a junior, and we have a senior, and we're still playing against seniors, okay? So they're learning the basketball game, but what we, so they don't understand all the nuances of getting back on defensive transition and all that kind of stuff. But we need to have someone who can, so knowing who we have, we need to have somebody who can at least get back on defense, right? So it's better to me to have someone who can play defense and not offense than someone who, can play some offense but gets burnt on defense. So that's the thing about Frank. But with Knox, it scares me if he's in that, if he's in and he's not playing defense. That's why I would go with Vonleh in that 4th spot, at least right now.
Knox is high risk, high reward in that spot.
Yeah.
Like he may step up, but at least what Vonleh is going to give you. And like to your point about Frank, it's especially with Frank, like we know his defense is good, like you said, but especially with his offensive or his lack of offensive is not because of ability. It's because of confidence.
Right.
I think and that's why when people bring up the aggressive thing, I don't think this is aggressive because you can do something aggressive and not be confident.
Yeah.
So I think with Frank it's all confidence and repetition. And I think that's what, has me so excited about him,
Yeah.
Like you said, it's harder for young players to learn defense than it is offense. If they have the defense down and all they have to build is their confidence, you got something to work with.
Yeah. And let me say, motivated by success, you said, Sim, this isn't high school, man. Of course it's not. I understand that. But you're playing with players that basically are coming out of high school. So they got the same mindset a lot of them got the same skill development as high school players. So sometimes you do need to approach the way that they think, the way that they play, the things that they do on the floor, as if they are high school players.
Richard Robinson was in high school last year, man.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to approach that. Kevin Knox was in high school, maybe not last year, but just 14 months ago. 15 months ago, the kid was in high school. Come on, get it together, my man. We're dealing with a bunch of teenagers on the floor, a bunch of kids on the floor. Sometimes you got to approach it that way. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, Sim, I couldn't agree with you more about the whole defensive question, because I've always said to a lot of people that question Frank and why he's not offensively there yet. I mean, you look at Kawhi. Kawhi is a perfect example. Kawhi came out of college, and he was a terrible offensive player. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But you know what? He came in as a defensive player mentality first. And look at the player he is now.
Yeah.
You know, it can happen that way, because one thing about defense is it's instinctual. You know, you either have it or you don't. I really don't think you can really teach somebody.
I think you can teach somebody. You can teach someone to play defense, but it's a little bit harder, I think. But you can't teach someone to play. But my argument would be is to be an elite defender. I think it's got to be more instinctual than anything. You got to live and breathe defense. Yeah.
You know, so just like if you want to be great, you got to live and breathe every day. I'm going to be better than everybody else on this court, and I'm going to have that dog in me.
But see, I think defense, the one thing about defense, though, I much rather have someone who can start, who has defense, and we got to teach them offense. But
you got to be able to stop people. That's the thing.
But
you know,
but you can. I believe you can teach somebody. It just takes a lot of teaching. You can teach them that defensive stance. You can teach them how to move their feet.
Yeah.
You can teach them certain things. Maybe you can't teach them how to have that dog in them, right? But you can help them get to a level where they can be a competent defender.
But
the reason why that came up, is because we were talking about the lineups that you would have to close the game out versus the Pelicans or anyone else. What lineups would you have on the floor to close out the game?
I mean, you know me. I'm a defensive guy, so I want Frank at the point guard because that's the first line of defense. I want Hardaway because we do need offense, and he's probably going to be our weakest link on the defensive end. I want Dotson at the 3 because he's a versatile defender, so it'd help on switching. I like Vonleh's defense has gotten a lot better. I love the shot blocking I saw tonight. I think that really was a thing that I want to see more of. And, of course, Mitch Robinson at the center. I mean, you got to be able to stop people. And when you go against a team like the Pelicans, you better be ready to get inside and get dirty and block some shots and play some defense because, I mean, those two guys, Randall and Davis, they can go off. And, of course, Drew Holiday, I mean, you watch that game against the Pelicans, Drew Holiday pretty much shut down whoever was going against him. He's a dog on defense. And I'd love to see a battle between him and Ntilikina going at it. So, I mean, but you got to be able to stop people. I mean, offense is great and all that. It sells tickets. It's sexy. It's fun. But at the end of the day, I don't know if you watched the Monday Night Football game, the Rams and the Chiefs. I mean, a lot of people said, hell, that was a hell of a game. It was offensively just going back and forth. But as a defensive person, you're like, damn. What happened to defense? These offenses are so state of the art with all these weapons and everything. It's hard to play defense nowadays. And I just think defense is a lost art in sports nowadays. Yeah. But but there is players that still do value it, and Frank is one of them. That's what I love about Frank is he embodies. He wants to be an elite defender.
Yeah.
I think if you ask him, he'd rather be elite defender than elite scorer.
Yeah. All right.
I think he really just values that.
Yeah. Let me get. Hey, Mark. Let me find out. I want to find out from you. And I see Troy Flett say. Troy Flett said that we overvalue. That we overrate defense. Troy, I could not disagree with you more. I have played with teams that.
Bro.
I have coached teams that are great on offense and were horrible on defense. And it is so annoying. Okay, throughout the game, right, you can score with the other team. And then you get down into that crunch time and you can't get a stop. It's the worst thing. It is the worst thing ever. You know what I'm saying? It is the worst thing ever when you cannot get stops when you need to. Trust me, it's bad. Mark, let me ask you, what are your lineups coming down the stretch? What lineups do you want to see coming down the stretch of a game from this team right now?
Listen, whoever plays defense and move their feet, they can stay on the floor. The game, like with Trey Burke now, for him to stay on the floor, it all depends on how active he is. Like tonight, if he has games like this, subpar like that, then it will call for him to be on the floor tonight. With the guards, it's shaky. But Tim Hardaway, listen, I know y'all don't like it. Tim Hardaway has to stay on that floor. I'm sorry, because he's the only one that scores. Sorry. So
I think everybody said Tim Hardaway. So yeah,
Tim Hardaway has to be at the other floor. If Mitch don't have fouls, I prefer him to be on the floor. The four, Frank could be on the floor for defensive purposes, but like I said, it's gonna have to be more of a swap because the games that we're close in, we struggle to freaking score. Just like with Troy Fleck. Bro, when we're up, just like with Boston tonight, they got defensive stops. That's what you want as the home team. They play defense. That's how they win games. Celtics ain't good offensively. They're winning their games strictly on defense. If y'all haven't been watching, so you can play defense in this league. Look at Memphis. Memphis is holding teams to 95 points a game. Less than 100 points a game. And they don't score over 100 points. Right. So I don't want to hear that. You play good defense, it works.
We haven't held a team under 100 points yet this season.
Oh, season.
And that's horrible.
Right.
That's horrible.
Yep.
But like I said, like if Trey Burke have a good game, he can stay on the floor. If Moody have a subpar game, but I like how Fizz used the point guard slot because they have subpar games. So he tries to find out, okay, who's going to give me something? So whoever gives Fizdale something in that point guard spot, they can stay on the floor. But defensively, I want the best defenders we got on that floor because on top of that, defense helped us tonight against Celtics. So Troy Fleck, shut the hell up, please. You just a troll, bro. And I hate saying that word. But defense is part of the game, bro. You don't win games without it, and that's why the Celtics been winning games. That's why Memphis been winning the games. Memphis won tonight off straight defense. They don't score.
Yeah. What's the Grizzlies record right now?
Grizzlies is 12-5.
12-5.
But they always. Marc Gasol is a beast in the paint. Teams can't fly in the paint when he's in it. He don't have to control that whole thing. They slow down the pace. Michael Conley is a steady point guard. You know you're going to get from. And then they got Rough Riders. They got nothing but Rough Riders around. And that Jaren Jackson, he's going to be a star.
Yeah. All right. Listen, we coming down to the end of the show, and I just want to make this announcement real quick. I know Friday, the Knicks play the Pelicans on Friday. I'm not going to be able to stream Friday. I'm going to be traveling on the road. I'm going to North Carolina tomorrow to visit family, and then I'll be on the road Friday coming back. So I'm not going to be able to stream Friday. I won't be able to do the post game. I won't be able to do pregame, halftime, or post game. Maybe I'll be able to jump on and do a stream from my phone for 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or something like that. But I won't be able to. And the thing is, I would have been able to, but I've got to make it back Saturday on my AAU team. God rest her soul, but we had a death of one of our players on the AAU team, so that's been tough for the entire team. So I got to make it back so that I can be there for to show my respects to the family and to be with my team and everything. But so I won't be able to stream on Friday. All right. And I'll be back whenever the next game is. I'll definitely be back for the next game. If I could jump on for a few minutes from my phone or something like that, then I'll jump on for a few minutes from my telephone, from my cell phone. All right. Let's get around. I want to talk about I know who Mark's player of the game is. but I want to know who everybody else's player of the game is. I want to find out, who your player of the game is and why. All right. So I'm gonna come around to everyone. I'm gonna start with you, Isaiah. Tell me who your player of the game is and tell me why.
It's gonna be pretty. You know what? I'll go with Frank because he played great defense on Jason Tatum and Gordon Hayward.
I mean, he played good defense. Frank usually played defense. I wouldn't go with Frank as the player of the game.
All right, Trey Burke, fine. I was trying to be. I know that was a stretch. Trey Burke.
Okay. I was about to say, come on, man.
It's Trey. I know. I was stressing it out. What you call me, Mark? What you say, Mark?
Oh man.
What Mark say? Oh man, but it's Trey Burke.
All right.
Because I'm a flame. Because I'm a flame that ass. I'm sorry, son. God bless everybody.
Look, we need to talk though. What we talked about the other day.
Oh yeah.
So we need to talk so we can we can work this out and bring some content to these guys.
Oh yeah, I got you, son. We going with some big stuff coming, man.
Yeah. Okay. Guillermo.
It had to be Trey Burke, man. He had a career game tonight. He saved us. Trey, him, and then defensively, I like what Mitch was doing. But yeah, it'd be Trey.
Okay. All right. We know who Mark said. Mark said Mitchell Robinson because he affected the game. He made Boston change. Their sets and their actions and things like that. He really affected it. All right, so we know who Mark said. Let me come to Ant, see who Ant says is the player of the game. Ant, who's the player of the game?
I gotta give it to Ron Baker. If you saw how he was jumping off the bench with those water bottles and towels, we wouldn't have won the game without Ron. So
that's messed up, man. That's messed up, man. Let him live, man.
Y'all getting on my man Ron Baker, yo.
But nah, man, I got to give it to Trey, man. Trey had a terrific game. He even had 10 assists, I think. I saw him yesterday. So he had a big time shot. Trey Burke was a superstar for one night, so got to give it to him.
Okay, all right. Trey Burke, for sure. Nate.
Well, the honest answer would probably be Trey Burke and Mitchell Robinson, but I'm gonna go a different way. I'm gonna say Kevin Knox because I liked the way he played. He played confident. He was aggressive. He played some pretty good defense. He had a couple of plays where he played on Morris and got right in his face and played some good defense. And he and the jumper was wet tonight. I was really impressed with him. I think he took a good step forward, and hopefully we see more of him, and hopefully that confidence continues to build.
Okay, I would say that Kevin Knox is probably maybe the developmental player of the game, or something like that.
I went a different route, man. Everybody said Mitchell Robinson and Trey Burke, man. I really did think Knox played well. I think without those 11 points, we would have lost. So that's my argument.
Okay, all right. C-Dog, who's your player of the game?
This is why you can't let everybody vote. Start doing stuff like that. It's Trey Burke and Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
And the coach almost messed it up because he took out Mitchell Robinson. There's no need to take him out. If you want to develop him, let him play. Let him play.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel you. And me.
He's not going to learn shit on the side.
Yeah, I hear you. He played 16 minutes tonight. 16 minutes.
I'm talking about in the fourth quarter. He should have played the whole fourth.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell Robinson played 16 minutes. I think he's earned to. Of course, he's got to stay on the floor, not get fouls. But I like to see him starting to get 20, 22 minutes, 23 minutes a night. But he's got to stay on the floor.
I thought he played more than that.
Yeah, I know. 16, not that much.
He only had 4 fouls. He didn't get a foul. Let him foul out. We got stuff.
Hey,
if you don't foul out.
Yeah.
It's not like we're playing with 5 guys.
Right.
He's expendable.
Yep, I hear you. My player of the game.
People, man.
Yeah. My player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, is Trey Burke. I think that Trey Burke came up big when we needed it. It wasn't, he played as he didn't play a perfect game. Of course, there was sometimes, Trey Burke was Trey Burke, but Trey Burke is my player of the game, hands down. Obviously he hit that big shot. I have no arguments with, Mark says Mitchell Robinson. I have no arguments at all, because I think without Mitchell Robinson, we probably don't win the game either. You know what I mean? So maybe you can give it to both of them, because without Mitchell Robinson, affecting, he had 6 blocks tonight. He made guys think before they even stepped into that lane. You know what I mean? So, big shout out to both of them for doing what they did. And, yeah, great game tonight. Now let's talk about the Pelicans and the Knicks. I'm not going to run through a bunch of stats. Hope maybe I'll get a chance. Well, I'm not going to say nothing like that. Let's talk about the Pelicans and the Knicks real quick. And I want to find out what the video chat thinks about this game. Can we, 3 games in 4 nights against playoff caliber teams, coming off of a holiday, can we continue to compete at this level versus the Pelicans? This is a team that we've seen 3 times now, right? Even though we've only played them twice in the season. This will be the second time in the regular season. We played them in preseason. A team that we have seen 3 times. Okay? Can we compete at this level against the Pelicans? All right, somebody, you guys let me know what you think. And let me see, I'm gonna come around. I'm gonna start with you, Mark. Can we follow this up? Right now?
Listen, man. I'm gonna whatever. Listen, man, because they got Anthony Davis, man. And last game we was in it, and they came back because of Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday choosing to play defense. So you know what? You know what I'm gonna do for good luck? We're gonna play up. But Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday is gonna come in.
Okay.
It's gonna come. Hey, yo, wait, hold on. Before I go, and my other play in the game is Lance Towns for not even being existed on the floor.
Yo, y'all corny because y'all corny because for real, the Knicks, whatever, man. Get out of here, man. Y'all corny for that jump. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping, man?
Yeah, shout out to the chat. D Brown right here.
What's going on, man?
Big win. Oh man, big win, man.
Yeah, big win for sure.
Yeah, the process, man. We just trying to just grow.
Yeah,
they're definitely gonna go to new heights, man.
All right. Tell me what you've seen from tonight's game that shows that we're developing.
What I see is like this is so big. Like it's not like they're young and everything. They coming into their own, and then they definitely gonna like this. As soon as KP6 come through. And he come out of his injury list, it's over, man. It's gonna be on fire. It's gonna be very lit.
So, all right. So you think that's gonna be this year? So you think this year KP's gonna come back, and then there it is, like we a playoff squad?
I think KP6, like half of the season, like after the All-Star break, he gonna come, but it's like it's kind of iffy though. It seems like they shaky, like they don't really want to put him in there. They might sit him out the whole year, but I mean, who knows, man? We just gotta wait and see. Stay tuned.
Yeah. I mean, I think we'll see what's up. I think he's gonna come back. I think they wanna work him out. They wanna get him back going. Try to get him in shape. Yeah, but hey, man, I appreciate the call. We it's getting late. We're about to log off of here, but I appreciate the call.
Oh, yeah, man. Represent, man. Rusty Savage, man. D Brown. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Follow me. on Instagram. All right, peace out.
All right, peace. My man giving us a plug. Follow his Instagram. I feel you, homie. I feel you. Isaiah.
Yo.
I don't know who King Ant B is.
Yo, who is doing this to Ant? Yo, son.
People are wild, B. I don't know.
Yo,
Isaiah.
Oh my God, son, that is funny.
I don't know, man. We got some jokers up here. But anyway,
son.
Isaiah,
what's going on, son?
Knicks versus Pelicans.
Yo, let's go for 2 in a row. Let's go for our first 2 in a row.
Can we do it? 3 games to 4 nights. 3 playoff teams in a row.
Yes, beloved.
We can do it. Okay. All right. What do we need to do? What do we need to do? I need you to focus, man. I need you to focus. I need you to focus. You can worry about him afterwards, man. I need you to focus. What do we need to do? He ain't focusing. Get this guy out of here. All right, Guillermo, I'm on you, man. Isaiah can't focus.
What's good, man?
Isaiah not focused. He can't focus.
Someone else made the point last game, man. We gotta. Oh no, it was Moody actually at halftime. He said, "Look, AD's gonna get his points, man, but it's all the peripheral plays, man. You gotta defend a 3 against Mirotic. You can't. You gotta defend Etuan more like we did last game, where he was basically a non-factor for most of it until a little bit later on. Their peripheral plays just gotta stop him, man. And you can't let AD get too hot. AD is a guy who likes to get a running start from the 3 and operate from there. He's not a traditional back to the basket in the box guy, but he's going to get his points, Tim. So, hey, everybody else, defend him. Defend the 3. Play Kanter as little minutes as you can because he's just awful on the pick and roll, and he messed up the defense everyone else. And execute on passing. Execute on the small things, man. Execute on rolling around curls, hitting your shots, drive to the basket when you have that advantage. Just got to play smart, man. Smarter than last time because we had the game last time, but we let them get hot, man. So.
Yeah. And look, to be honest with you, even tonight, we obviously had the game and we obviously won the game, but we almost gave it back. That fourth quarter execution still. You know what I'm saying? That fourth quarter execution still is, a problem. You know what I'm saying? That fourth quarter execution is still a problem. I don't know who this buffoon is up here, getting on here junk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about these people nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, needs some attention, I guess. Yeah. You know what I mean? But we pulled it out again tonight. We pulled it out tonight. Obviously, we didn't against the Pelicans the first time. But we don't want it to be a trend, that we come out. I forgot. Well, I guess it was the Pelicans, right? We had a 20-something point lead against the Pelicans.
Yep, sir.
Right? We had a 20-something point lead against the Pelicans, and then we gave it back to them. Yeah, that we don't want that to become a habit. But it's also a sign of a team, a young team not being able to close out games. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's going to be a challenge. Three games in 4 nights, 3 playoff teams in 4 nights.
That's pretty tough.
That's pretty tough. We'll see if mentally we're up to the challenge. You know what I mean? And a holiday in between.
But we picked a game tonight because the last game was at home, right? So a tough win like this on the road, and we were up by 20 at one point. People keep talking about toughness and all that stuff. I see it. Like, we have a team that they can go in they just go in with no thinking of what happened last game and dominate at times. So we have the talent. It's not as if we can't win these games. And we played Boston close last time. So
right.
I don't know.
Right. All right. So what's your prediction?
We play them at home, or we play them over.
I believe we play them in here. You know what? Let me check it and see. I believe that we play them in. No, we played them at home. We were just in New Orleans. We played them at home because remember Mitchell Robinson was home. We played him home.
It might be close to him, but I think it might be a lot just because we got lucky tonight with Baines, who's not a good pick and roll. He's not a premier center. AD is a beast, and I think if he leave fans in there for too long, or Mitch gets early foul trouble, we could be in big trouble. So, but it's gonna be close. I'll say it'll be a close game, but it'll be a loss.
Okay. All right. Nate, I'm coming to you, Nate. Give me your prediction, last words. Gorma, I'll come back to you for your last words, and then I'm getting up out of here.
All right. So prediction, we're gonna come out and we're gonna play with some good intensity, and I think Mitch Robinson will have more blocks than AD has in the game. That's my prediction, and we're gonna win. I think this was a benchmark victory, and I think this is gonna propel us into more wins going forward. So,
okay.
Last words. Great win. I'm telling you, this was the most complete game we've played all year, from the beginning to the end. I know we kind of fumbled at the end, but hey, that's a young team, man. Young teams do that. That's the growing pains of being a young team. You know, you got to learn. But the thing is, coaches will always say, "Hey, you'll take an ugly win over a blowout win, because you get to learn and teach."
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of teaching points after that win.
Right.
So, but it's always good to get the W, especially against a good team. I mean, they were up almost 26 points at the Boston Garden. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, I don't think we've ever been up that many points in Boston Garden in a long time. They usually go there and we die when we play. So, hey man, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. God bless everybody on the chat. God bless your family. And y'all have a good one. Cheer for my Lions tomorrow. Got to get my plug. And y'all have a good evening, and we'll talk to you. I guess I don't know when the next game is after this one.
Yeah, let me see. The next game after this for the Knicks, I don't know, Nate. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm not either, man. So,
probably
anyways,
Sunday.
I'm sure it's probably sometime next week I'll be on. Y'all have a good time. Be safe, and peace.
All right. Have a good one. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Big shout out. I want to give a big shout out to a couple guys who hit me with a super chat. Marty Knicks. Big shout out. Said we are 5-0 when Tim Hardaway Jr. gets 5 or more assists. And Chester Nason, thank you for the super chat. He said, "Happy Thanksgiving, Knicks family." So a big happy Thanksgiving to you from my man Chester. And definitely happy Thanksgiving to you all. All right. Let me see. Isaiah, since he's sleeping, man, and he couldn't stay focused.
Come on, Sim.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
I mean, he couldn't stay focused. I mean, listen, man.
Can I get the final words? I want the final. Gamble had the final words. Fat Kim had the final words. I want the final words.
You be getting them. You got them before.
No, you right. You know, these my brothers. I'm gonna be jealous. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I don't know if you can stay focused.
Listen, hey man, listen. The show's going on. It's almost 1:00. Sim hasn't done this in the summertime. I can't handle this. It's too much.
Who you got winning? Who you got winning the game Friday?
Jesus. Jesus always wins, but the Knicks, because God's a Knicks fan.
Okay. Well, he ain't been a Knicks fan for the last decade.
Yeah,
for the last 2 decades. So
it's all right. He's secretly a Knicks fan. He know that.
All right. All right, man.
But my final words, man. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. God bless everybody. I have nothing funny to say, so I know y'all waiting for something funny, but
I don't know, man.
But God bless everybody, man. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your families. Guillermo, be good. I know Guillermo has no life about the Knicks. And it's going to his mother's house tomorrow, and he gonna eat up all the yams. So God bless those yams. And Sim, have a good one, Sim. Enjoy it. Enjoy all your 50 grandkids. And
all right, man. All right, man. I'm gonna let you know, man. You just rambling. Rambling on. Guillermo.
Yo, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all, man. Salute, man. I just hope we play some type of some better coaching on Friday. But it is what it is. So happy Thanksgiving to you guys, man. Peace out, man.
All right, peace, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your family.
I will.
Ooh. And Angie.
Yo, once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Rest in peace to that player.
Yeah.
We praying for their family. It's a hard thing, man. When you lose somebody young, so
yeah.
I'm praying for them, man. That's tough.
Yeah, 16 years old, man. 16 years old. That's tough.
Yeah, man. We gotta enjoy our loved ones while they're here, man, because we don't know when our time is. So enjoy your family tomorrow, man. All your loved ones, hug them, tell them you love them, because we don't know. So but this is a good win tonight. The turkey gonna taste that much better tomorrow. So good win tonight, and shout out to the Knicks family, man. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'm out.
All right, peace, man. Have a good one. Enjoy it.
Definitely.
All right, Knicks family. Like Aunt G said, man, he hit it on the head. Take the time, spend the time with your family. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat, can spend, more time with their family. You know what I mean? You never know. Like you said, you never know. And as evidence from what I told you earlier in the chat, about a player from my team, you just never know when something is going to happen. Something that's totally unexpected. So cherish every single moment. You know what I mean? Cherish every single moment. If I put out the video earlier of me and my daughter working out. I'm her father. I'm her father first, of course. I'm also her coach, but I cherish every single one of those moments. You know what I mean? Because they're not always going to be there. So when I'm in that moment, I really do cherish it. I enjoy it. I love it. I'm pretty sure she cherishes it. It's nothing like having those relationships with people that you love. So take advantage of it when you can, because we're all busy. We all got to work. We all, life. While we're busy, life is moving. So when we get those moments, just the little moments, look at them, love them, enjoy them, and cherish them. So spend that time with your family. Over this Thanksgiving holiday. The holiday season is here. Spend the time, enjoy it, and just be happy, man. I will catch you guys. I'll try to get on and say what's up Friday. I probably won't, but I'll try. All right. If not, I'll catch you guys to the next game. Peace.